What's up, friend? Welcome back to another Avatar: The Last Airbender standard video, and today we're going to have a look at a deck list that I cannot describe in any other way than disgusting. Like, a couple of days ago, I posted a video on a repurposing bay deck list with the purpose to get the Phoenix Fleet Airship out and immediately start copying the Phoenix Fleet Airship. Then I came across this deck list from a standard challenge results right here, Esper Artifacts, literally the day after I was also taking advantage of the repurposing bay into the Phoenix Fleet Airship. But this deck list is playing my kind of like hated card, Synthesizer. And somebody in the comments as well said that Simulacrum Synthesizer triggers off of Phoenix Fleet Airship. And when I read that, I was like, wait a minute. That seems potentially just broken as hell. So let's see how this interaction works. We have Phoenix Fleet Airship, a 4-mana 4/4 vehicle with flying, and at the beginning of your end step, if you sacrifice a permanent this turn, create a token that's a copy of this vehicle. As long as you control 8 or more permanents named Phoenix Fleet Airship, this vehicle is an artifact creature with crew cost of 1. So then you have Simulacrum Synthesizer, which is a 3-mana artifact, and when it enters, you get the scry 2. Whenever another artifact you control with mana value 3 or greater enters, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. This token gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. So because the mana value of the copies of the airship is still 4, you're going to get the Synthesizer to trigger. So imagine a situation where the Phoenix Fleet Airship, you have 2 on the battlefield, 2 turns to like 4, 4 turns to 8, and as you're doing all of that, your Synthesizer is also constantly triggering. It is the most insane thing I have ever seen. It's just so disgusting. And on top of that, this deck list has so much consistency in there because we're in Esper colors. We're not only playing United Battlefront, which is very common within these Synthesizer decks, but we're also playing Besieged Mirror. So many ways for us to get to the Synthesizer, the airships, and the repurposing bay. If you didn't check my video out from a couple days ago, the repurposing bay is a 3-mana artifact, 2 and a tap. You can sacrifice another artifact to search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice artifact's mana value. The card onto the battlefield and then shuffle, activate only as a sorcery. So that synergizes beautifully with the Phoenix Fleet Airship because the Phoenix Fleet Airship looks for sacrifices that happen. The repurposing bay is that sacrifice that you're looking for. Then you can start like copying the airship the second it comes down. But yes, United Battlefront, crazy as always in the Synthesizer deck list. You look at 7 cards and put up to 2 non-creature, non-land permanent cards of mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. And you have Besieged Mirror, which once again works beautifully with the Phoenix Fleet Airship. You could bargain it, meaning you can sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token. Search your library for a card, exiled face down, and shuffle. If this spell is bargained, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. If that spell's mana value is 4 or less, the exiled card into your hand if it wasn't cast this way. So if you find the Phoenix Fleet Airship with that, it's going to start copying immediately. But also it's just a great way for you to find the missing pieces, find your Synthesizer, find your repurposing bay. And of course, also what the Synthesizer decks are good at is just really like controlling the battlefield. So you could find a Perilous Snare, a Pinnacle Starcage. You could find both of these cards as well with repurposing bay. But also one of the things that I think is really cool about this deck is that there's a lot of ramp. There's a lot of ways for you to fire off these Battlefronts and Besieged Mirrors as fast as turn 3 because we're playing 3 copies of the Iron Crag and 3 copies of the Terminus of Return, both of which are 2-mana artifacts that tap for mana. So not only do they make like great targets for the repurposing bay, it also ramps you up into one of these like powerful 4-drop spells as fast as turn 3. So really allows the deck to like keep up. Yeah, this deck list was just absolutely disgusting. Like every time I see Synthesizer and I'm like, man, this card is so unbelievably unfair. And then you have Phoenix Fleet Airship, which makes it somehow more unfair than we've ever seen it before. So let's dive into the gameplay so you can check it out for yourself. Yeah, this is just truly evil. I don't know what else to say. Let's get started here. And tomorrow you can look forward to the spiciest deck list from Worlds being posted. So I'm very excited to still be watching Worlds. As you're seeing this video live, we're also doing another Worlds viewing party on Twitch today. So yeah, if you're interested in watching Worlds, perhaps, you know, join me on Twitch and watch it together with me. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's get started. I think we gotta do better. I like the mana. I like that we have a little bit of a curve, but you know, fuck it. I believe in the top decks, you guys. Another old banger to keep the vibes going. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, well, I can deal with that. Guess we're just gonna make our way over to these guys. Be doable. Could be doable. Shoot up. Sure. You can't slow me down. You can try, but you will fail. Okay, duelists are... Two duelists pretty nice though, I'm not gonna lie. Oops. Um. mm, 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 mm. I guess we're gonna go into repurposing bay so we can get a Pinnacle Stark Age soonish. Like I can do Iron Crag, use the mana to pay for the repurposing bay or whatever, and get out Pinnacle. Because I am in trouble if I don't do that. I think these like duelists can do some crazy stuff. Please stop bouncing everything. Oh my god. I'm already tired of boomerang basics, and it's gonna get so much worse. I'm already tired of boomerang basics, and it's gonna get so much fucking worse when Worlds is happening, and oh brother. Oh brother, this guy stinks. Fuck. Ban boomerang basics. Yeah. Yeah. Anytime somebody comes in here saying ban badger mold, I'm gonna counter them saying ban boomerang basics. We're tired, boss. Yo, Hellraiser, thank you for the 2. Tired, Grandpa. Ban standard. Yeah. Basically, yes. I mean, I hope I live. I'm not sure. These duelists have done crazy stuff so far. Like, well, it's not really the duelist. It's a double boomerang basics, like basically time walking me every time. Anyway, another banger. Oh yes. Oh yes. Doing it to you. Well, I have a plan to get out of this, but... Oh. They're gonna try to go for the kill, I think. Repurposing bay into the Pinnacle, I think is what I'm trying to do here. I think it's the safest thing I got. But then if they bounce it, it sucks. But I can really do it in real time. I think this also plays around... Does it respect it enough? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we got a chance here. Sacrifice Cryo Relic. And then I get Pinnacle. Okay. Pinnacle Stark Age. We gotta do what we have to do. Rovian, thank you for the 16. Appreciate it. Thank you. It is what it is. These are fine. We can just let go of these. And then, Storm Chaser into Rizzler. Yup. Okay, Chad. I think I have to gamble now. Right? Okay, I don't have to gamble. I could go... Do I have available? Could go Crowdgen Relic into Pinnacle Stark Age as well. But I can do Synthesizer plus Cryo plus Crack. That would be the best thing I could do. Yeah, let's try United Front here first. Okay. So if I grab Synthesizer and Iron Crag, then I can use Repurposing Bay to... Okay. Doesn't really matter what's on top, because... Then we can go like this. Man, this deck just like tutors everything and anything up, I guess. Holy shit. The problem is, though, I could die here if this, like, if they have another boom... Well, actually... I could die. Like, if they bring back Boomerang Basics or whatever, I could be cooked. Which is especially why I didn't want to spend, like, 2 mana, put in an untapped land in play. There's some requests with channel points. Yes, yes. I stream every day. I try to stream, like, 6 days a week. Like, 1 day off. Usually to keep up with, a bunch of other work and stuff, and... a little break. The World Championship sleeves? Oh, it's serious, them. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, how it's constantly tutoring. We're playing Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic. Hold it. Yeah, they could get me here. Bounce that. Fire off 2 more, like, cheap spells, and I think you got it. But hope they don't have it, though. Okay, they don't have it yet. Don't have it yet. I like in a deck. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I wish I could do something, but the only thing that really sucks about the deck is that the mana is so incredibly painful. Like, the mana is like, it's just such a pain in the ass. Like, every time I have to either shock myself or just accept that I'm not spending my thingy. Like, I wish I could protect myself further here, but can't really sack anything unless I want to sacrifice Synthesizer, which I guess I'm forced to do. So that I have some more blockers in play, which not ideal, but I think it's the only thing we can do. Okay. That's sick though. Like, that's nasty as fuck. Like, that is so fucking nasty. Like, if you ever thought about breaking the Phoenix Fleet Airship, fucking Synthesizer? I did not know that Fleets entering triggered Synthesizer. I did not think that was the case at all. That is gross. That is gross. I'm not sure. I just got this from, like, a standard challenge. I'm not sure if you're Nola underscore gold on MTGO, but that's who I have this deck list from, so. A bunch of people with different names playing it, but they seem to be the... I guess there's somebody in the Japan Standard Cup 278th place that was also playing Esper Artifacts, so... But they didn't have Phoenix Fleets. So I don't know who deserves the credit for this deck, but... Oh, that's good then. It's cool. Like, I love Phoenix Fleet, like, airships, so it's cool to see, like, how many decks this card can fit into and how crazy it becomes, really. That's really sweet. I hate Synthesizer, though. Like, I fucking hate Synthesizer. Like, don't get me wrong. I hate Synthesizer decks. I think they're gross, but... I do love Phoenix Fleet more than I hate Synthesizer, so... Anything to make that, pop off, I fear... I can't help myself on that. Yeah, we just got it here. Nasty! Then you make, like, an infinite army more of, like, Synthesizer tokens. I mean, that's just gross. Like, bruh. Yeah, it's not played in Worlds. I don't think anybody's trying any... There's actually, 3, I think? 4 Synthesizer decks? But they're Jeskai, they're boring. Like, they don't want to play Phoenix Fleet Airship. They're not cool. They're not cool. Yeah, it's exactly like the Jeskai decks. They don't have the Phoenix Fleets. I like the Phoenix Fleet a lot though. Like, it's such a cool card. But yeah, this deck has a shitload of, like, tutoring up power. It's unbelievable. Which is really cool to see. Well, decks revealed. Yeah, the decks aren't revealed, but the meta is yeah. We know what decks are being played. I think Bobble is too good against them. Yeah, we know what decks are being played, so... Revealed, yeah, it gets revealed tomorrow around, like, late afternoon, I think, somewhere. Or Torpor Orb Gamers. Well, it stops Rizzler ETB and FOMO ETB, but I don't think it stops anything else. I'm just gonna keep removing their shit, really. Yeah, but yeah, this is crazy. This is really a powerful little interaction. This is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Unexpected decks. I think the most unexpected thing out of Worlds is like the deck that is the most represented, which is Izzet Lessons. Which is fucking crazy. Like, you don't really see anybody play Izzet Lessons, like, at all. Especially not the Monument to Endurance version. Like, I think it popped up in, like, a standard tournament in Japan once, but after that, we haven't really seen it much. So it's kind of insane that they chose Lessons as, like, their go-to Izzet deck over something like Looting, which is more popular. But, have you seen a Wendy Williams listen to Chromatica video? No, but I'm sure it hits. I'm sure it hits. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that an Ancestral, like, fucking Recall and Standard would work? Like, not me. Could have never guessed that that would be a good card. Yeah, especially with Gran and both, you know, the artist talent making that a literal, instead of, like, Accumulate Wisdom, Ancestral Recall, because it costs 1 mana. It's kind of crazy. I do think the deck has a bit of a weakness, though, which is Graveyard Hate. Graveyard Hate slows it down a lot. But not many people are playing Graveyard Hate, so it's gonna take advantage of that really well. Everybody's too focused on the Badgermole Cub to be running Graveyard Hate or Artifact Interaction. It's all like a disease or something. This like Badgermole on people's brains. All they can think about. Is that Loki? Is that Toxic Axe who won't go away? How many bans has it eaten and it's still going? Yeah, well, you got Stormchaser's Talent to thank for that, I think. As long as Stormchaser's Talent's around, there's an Izzet deck, I'm pretty sure. The Prowess package is just so unbelievably powerful. That is just such a weird... whatever. Dunno. Yeah. No, but that's the nice thing about Standard. Like, the meta is so open that, yeah. You got options, you know? You got options, I guess. Are we gonna see the Pinnacle Stark Age bounced? I think they were thinking about it, but... What's up, Libby? It doesn't really matter what this is on, I guess. Okay. I'll happily like sacrifice the Stark Age to get to Phoenix Fleet, I think. Do I want to do that now? To get back a Shark? Yeah, that's fine. Teamer Otters? No, I think Teamer Otters, like, someone in my Discord, you know, had it very well written out. Like, Teamer Otters is the pet deck of Team Sanctum of all, so that was kind of expected that there would be a good amount of Teamer Otters. Dimir mid-range not showing up, I mean, it's crazy, but yeah, Dimir has been pretty hated out by, all the Badger hate. All the Badger hate and like all the yeah, board wipes. Badger itself is pretty good against the mirror, so out of games. The games are going. We played some good stuff, brewed some bad decks because chat voted for Gwenom, and now we're here. Net decking a powerful deck so that my mental doesn't tank. Yeah. There's like a team. It's called Sanctum of All. Ooh, Gwenum, I know. The sabotage. Do, do, do. Yeah, I'm thinking what I want to do. I could also like besiege the node or runaway. And then get a synthesizer that way as well. I got options. But... an ISIL value reanimator? Interesting. It's crazy that lessons became so popular. Like I was assuming there was a like pro team behind like lessons. Like I didn't think that like just someone without a team would gravitate towards it. But cool that's true. Like because I don't really see lessons perform at all. Like I would imagine that looting was like the popular one, but yeah. I mean, I guess that's the beautiful thing about metas being so open, like, crazy shit can happen. Crazy shit. Well, I don't think this person is gonna get out of this, y'all. Unless they have Frost of Siege randomly. Not to jinx myself, I think they're digging for it, but... I think I just jinxed myself. As I said it, I knew I just jinxed the fuck out of myself. I knew I did. I knew I did. Wait, since I seized the airships, yeah. I knew I cooked myself. 07. Yeah, I'm out of here. Crosscliffed, yeah. No, in the article, there's like a breakdown under it, what decks there are. Like, there's some weird shit out there. There's some weird shit out there. I think there's like a, Bulgari Dragons. Like, Bulgari Dragons or something. Very spicy, but strange. Let's see. Double Frostcliff Siege. Holy shit. Somebody figured out what works. You saw Mayhem. Yeah, there's like a bunch of like black dragons according to the article, like dragons and, you know, the Caustic Exile and stuff. I don't know, I'm not sure if I would call it surprising. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. It makes a lot of sense that a deck is in an awkward spot. Especially when you're expecting a high amount of Izzet decks. Like, just eats it alive, so... I mean, I could get Pinnacle, but... what's the use of that? Yo, Throne, thank you for the sub. I'm gonna get Synthesizer, I guess. I'll tutor that up. Snaring to siege? No, because they have another in hand. So, felt like it's kind of useless. Yeah. Gotta find another way around it. Pinnacle. Oh shit, are they actually gonna spell pierce me? Fuck, I was like, I could play it out, but I... Whatever. Oopsie. I just didn't want to take any 2 damage again to my own mana. Like, that's the number one thing that I'm hating about this deck, though. Every single fucking land costs you 2 life outside of the Verges. Like, that's really awful. Like, your clock is gone before you know it. It's really not the best. Opponent's got a good little setup against us, though. Yeah, it's like the 3 adventure dragons, basically. Good gamble on Battlefronts. What the hell? Sure. Oh look, I gotta take 2 life again. Brody man, thank you for the prime. And it's a whiff. Okay. That's unreal. Damn, I only found 1 card. I cry. Yeah, maybe it's like some way to gain some life in this deck, perhaps, because of how painful shit becomes. I think I know what tech I'd play in this. I'd play Obsessive Pursuit in here. I think it can go crazy. Just about enough sacrifices. You can get like some chains going. Hard advantage plus chains. Man, this like Chandra though is becoming a pain. Obsessive Pursuit has really impressed me. That card has been cooking. Dude, I'm not sure if I have it in me to break through that stuff. I'm thinking about... Like, I could do a United Battlefront here again and hope for the best. I was thinking I would go, like... Phoenix Fleet Airship, maybe, though? So I can make 2 blockers and have some flyers and, like, try and find a way to win. I may just do that instead. I'm just gonna get the Phoenix Fleet. Cracked card. Alright, can we turn it around? Yeah, the blimps. I'm sure they're gonna bounce that Star Cage a couple more times. I fear. Come on now. You playing with Blue Red Lessons today? I was. Checking out some rolled piles. But I mean, obviously, like, just speculation on what it looks like. But it was pretty good. I got a good record with it, so I was quite happy. Again, bro? Alright. Alright. Damn, they had a surprising amount of, like, resilience, though. Yeah, I'll post it on, like, YouTube tomorrow and stuff, and it's gonna be on my Mox Field after their stream as well. Ooh, 5-6 power. Alright, so it's gotta be this, and okay, hold on, what are you doing? Block that, block this, take 7, thrive. Teamer Otters, it's like an Enduring Vitality Valley Floodcaller deck list. It does some disgusting stuff, really. It tries to go, like, generate, like, enough mana to kind of go infinite. She's crazy. Yeah, I guess you're dead on the way back now, huh? I guess you are, buddy. Got a little too greedy there with that attack. GG, though. GG, though. We break through it. They had a lot of disruption, but at the end of the day, like, they just stall it for a turn, and it's gonna keep happening over and over. Yeah, definitely could suffer under the mana. My early prediction for World? It's really hard to call. It's really hard. I was gonna make a prediction, but the meta is just, yeah, it's just really diverse. Like, I definitely think that the Izzet decks are very well positioned. If I could do a crazy prediction, I don't think that the Otter decks are going to do very well. I think the high presence of Lesson deck lists is really going to be preying on the Otters, because the Otters, you know, you exile their Enduring Vitality and they're playing a super fair gameplay. A game plan, the same goes for Enduring Vitality. Like, they'd have to play like a below average Simic, like, Izzet Prowess deck at that point. So I think the Otter players are definitely not happy to see such a high amount of red exile cards. May just have to siege here for Pinnacle. I don't think they're very happy with looking at what the meta looks like, unless they have like special text, of course, and like they got ways to, you know, they were predicting that. I think definitely if you play, they definitely expected a high amount of Izzet deck lists, but Lessons, especially with like combustion technique and stuff, is especially devastating towards like Otters. I think any like Ouroboros Badger deck, like what we saw my opponent play, like there's Simic Ouroboros and there's Golgari Ouroboros. I think they're also kind of going to be losers of what the meta share looks like. I think something like Kuvero could be surprisingly powerful, because I don't think a lot of people are respecting the graveyards nearly as much. I like Bend Airbending combo. I think that's doing pretty good too, because where Bend Airbending combo like benefits, I feel like it's because it can protect its own cards. Like, if your opponent's trying to combust your Aang or like your Appa or your Dock, you can always flash in Appa or Aang to protect your cards and protect your combo. So I do like that when it comes to combo decks. I'm gonna go here. Well, okay. Yeah, like a lot, there's not, you know, Kuvero used to really suffer under strategic betrayals. I'm not seeing any strategic betrayals, so I think it definitely benefits there. So yeah, I think Bent, Aang, Bending combo is well positioned. I think the looting, the Izzet decks in general, you know, probably gonna face a lot of mirrors, but I think Izzet is definitely also gonna be doing good stuff. I think the Badger decks are really unfavored though. Like true Badger decks. Yeah, there's like black doesn't really exist, so no strategic betrayals is really big for like certain decks that are doing all that. Oh look, I gotta take 2 life again. Ha ha, I don't want to live anyways. Don't worry about me, bro. Don't worry about me, honestly. Don't worry about me. Otters, no, Teamer Otters. It's like it's a dedicated combo deck. It's a combo deck list that uses Enduring Vitality and Valley Floodcaller to basically turn all its creatures into mana dorks that keep untapping themselves whenever you cast a non-creature spell, I believe is how Floodcaller reads. It's pretty powerful. Yeah, it's really powerful. It's kind of like, I would say that the Storm deck, like the Teamer Otters is kind of like Storm. It's very like similar to it. You just cast a bunch of spells, you generate a bunch of mana, everything taps, everything untaps, and then you fire off like a Song of Totentons or whatever to give it all haste and hit your opponent for like a ton of damage. There's like an infinite combo hidden within a deck list for like 6 mana, I believe, where you can pick up and replay Stormchaser's Talent infinitely. So yeah, it's a fun one. It's a fun one. It really is. Whoever enjoyed VV probably plays that. Well, I mean, the people that made that deck list were people that made Slogurk, so... I fucking hated Slogurk anyway. Yeah, Boomerang and like 6 mana, or like if you have Boomerang Basics and Stormchaser's Talent and you have like 6 mana open, you can infinitely pick it up and replay it, kind of. With the whole setup, so that they can flood the board with tokens. If I'm not mistaken, there aren't any high tier control decks. No, I think there's definitely high tier control. There's like 10 people on Jeskai control. Jeskai control is pretty good. It's just like, somebody in chat mentioned it the other day as well. It's just really hard to successfully build a control deck in a meta that isn't settled, right? Because in control, more so than any other deck, you're all about having the right answers. And it's very hard to predict what answers you're looking for when the meta isn't solved. And standard meta just isn't... The standard meta isn't solved at all, so it's really hard to make a good deck. But I think people are still trying it and like, you know, making some good predictions and stuff. But yeah, that's always like the issues that control faces. But yeah, there's still a high presence of control within worlds, like Jeskai control and stuff. So, quite cute. All right, well, that was, is that looting? We gotta keep going. I knew an Aven Interrupter. Oh yeah, like if anybody registered like Blue-White Tempo against this meta with like High Noons, holy shit. You'd be doing, if somebody registered like the Blue-White Tempo package with High Noon, Aven Interrupter, like Aang, you know, efficient counter magic, I think Blue-White Tempo would cook the standard, World's meta alive, but I don't think anybody registered it. Tempo just always remains very underrated, I feel. Tempo remains good. I think it was too much of a risk if Badger Baby showed up. Yeah, maybe, but then they played like the tempo deck I played Avatar's Wrath, which was really good against Badger Baby. So, I don't know. I think people just didn't want to gamble on it. Okay. Is there one guy on Boros Mobilize? Yeah, no, they're not going to be playing High Noon. But High Noon, like, I was playing the Izzet lesson deck earlier, and I played against somebody on Blue-White Tempo with High Noon. They beat my ass hard. Like, I could not deal with High Noon. Like, the best I could do is Boomerang Basics their High Noon and then get hit by the next turn, but that shit was, yeah, that was really painful. Ben Airbending. Ben Airbending definitely has some tempo qualities to it, I'd say. But not to the point that they could ever run, like, a High Noon. Like, they would fuck their own combo up, too, you know? You posted you've been brewing? Of course. I do think Appa combo is in a good spot. I like it. I like it better positioned over Temur Otters. I think Temur Otters just really does not want to see less than deck list with a bunch of exile stuff. I don't know. I could be wrong though. Like I could be wrong. The center meta is so open, and it could obviously be that like these decks have a bunch of specific text in there too. Oh, that deck looks fire. That's a nice nice deck. Yeah, they could absolutely have a bunch of like different texts that they're working with to be able to protect themselves, so they're expecting to see certain things. Okay. Nah, I don't think Jeskai Control will play High Noon either. Give me this. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's gotta be cracked. I think I'll just go for these two here. The lioness does not concern herself with the duelist of the mind. We'll see if that works out. Okay, I always have this as like backup. Why Celestia Rabbits not viable? Celestia Rabbits is a true best of one deck. If you're serious about it. I don't know if you're like clowning, but yeah. Rabbits is a best of one deck list in every way, shape, or form. You know. Something like Celestia Rabbits gets eaten alive by a sideboard. Yeah. The second you're playing true Magic and you're not just surrendering, playing Coin Flip Simulator, the Rabbits kind of dies. Opponent has Fire Magic, lose instantly. Yeah, yes. Which, you know, you can gamble on whether or not you see that in the main board in best of one. You can't gamble whether or you see it in the sideboard in best of three, because it will be there. There's a lot of Valley Mightcaller in best of one right now. Of course there is. Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? Bellathor Blimp. Oh, that sounds sick. I was gonna like Starcage this battlefield here. We're not. I can keep them around. Like if that's how you want to do it, I don't have to give up on these guys. Guess I won't do it then. They're better off forcing it out. But I mean, then again, then you gotta take a ton of damage. I guess they're always in a tough spot. Wish there was a grindy version of Froggies. Yeah, not really. Well, Wizards of the Coast made the entirety of Bloomborough cracked as fuck and decided that frogs should shove it. It's like whoever is frog phobic in Wizards of the Coast, like we hate you. Whoever is frog phobic, I cannot. Yeah. I guess they gave us Sabsunin, but she's not really a frog though. She's just like a frog god, I guess. They made filth to make us forget about it. Right, right. Frog adjacent. Yeah, that's the best we got. Frog adjacent. Yeah, I wish the frogs were good. That would have been really cool. The froggies are just so whimsy and cute. I mean, I have double white here. It's not the best hand we've ever seen, but I may get away with it. Surprised there's no Esper Artifacts. Seems better than Jeskai. I don't know if it's better. It's definitely infinitely greedier. Like, and I love that it's placed Phoenix Fleet Airship, but I don't know if it's necessarily better. They're very similar. But, yeah. If you're expecting your opponent to be aggressive and every single land costs you 2 life, it's not cute. Only folk you've seen a lot of is Charmer and Alchemy. Oh, yeah. They made that one pretty cracked, didn't they? They made that one pretty cracked. Hmm. They nerfed it and it's still good. Hey. Oh shit, this is the Golgari combo. That's very cute. I love Golgari Earthbend. Like, oh. Yeah. Seriously, if I was playing in Worlds, I'd probably would I register Golgari Earthbend? I'd be tempted. I don't know if I would though. I'd probably register Golgari Earthbend for like an RC or something. You know, a lot nicer to play in paper, that's for sure. The fact that this airship is in my hand fucking sucks, though. Okay. Well, it's in green. They got answers. They can both also, like, I didn't tutor away like any of their combo pieces anyways. Like, they can still beat me pretty easy. I just love it. You think you could win Worlds if it was only constructed? No. No, I'm not stupid. I'd love to compete in it and see how I hold up, but saying I could win it, you know, that'd kind of be a disgrace to any of the pros that are playing in it, I think. I'm gonna get a synthesizer here. Boop. Yeah, we're gonna grab it. Grab it. Firmly grasp. That's probably alright. Nah, like, I mean, I don't think I'm terrible, but, you know, Worlds is definitely something that you would, like, earn by playing a lot, like, in a lot of competitive Magic, a lot of, like, training and stuff. I don't do nearly enough of that. Play the game a lot, but, you know, I don't really, grind a lot of competitive decks to death or, you know, do any 1v1ing against other, like, seriously competitive players. Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, but, you know, a lucky weekend isn't gonna make you win Worlds, that's for sure. I'd try it, though. If I had the chance to try it, I would try it. And I would take it deeply serious, but, yeah. Yo, what's up, Minus? Right, exactly. Like, my priority definitely has become content creation a lot, more so than anything. I don't know if I can let this, live. I'd Gamba. But I can't really Gamba. Well, if I had a 2-drop, then I can still find a Perilous Snare. I can Gamba. I'm Gamba. What the hell? Well, I got this, but I kind of can't remove the Bounty Hunter right now, though. I could get comboed here. Shit. I could get comboed. You're too competitive to be competitive. Couldn't handle the post, lost, crash out. Yeah. Like when I had my little competitive like era, I definitely did not enjoy the game as much as I do when I'm just taking it a bit like easier. Absolutely. Gotta have a strong mental game in order to be playing this game like super seriously, like super competitively. Because, bruh, some of the bullshit you get hit with, I mean, not cute. Yeah, also that. It's really, tricky. Silly blimp in my hand. Oh well. You can imagine going to a huge tournament and getting flooded. That is the thing that hits me the most. Like, that is exactly why I've kind of stopped playing competitive, because I just could not handle, like... But my situation where I can maybe play in one event per RCQ season, or per, like, whatever. You know, I played in, like, a big standard tournament in Chicago or whatever else. And it's fun, but the fact that I sit there playing knowing that I'm not going to get another chance for a very fucking long time really, really, like, ups the stakes like crazy. And if you then get hit by some bad RNG where you're drawing every single land or you're missing on every single land drop, like, that broke my mental 100%. Like, that fucked up my mental. Because if you're playing in America and you have like 20 RCQs in your area and you're like, oh well, this RCQ is a bust because I just flooded, I'll try again next time. That's good. If you're playing in the Netherlands where there's one, maybe two standard RCQs like in the whole country, you're sitting there like, wow, I'm flooding, and then you spent your whole weekend destroyed over that, plus you spent all your money trying to get a competitive deck and it's just GG game over, right? Like, I couldn't handle that personally. Like, same on MTG Arena with the qualifiers. How many times have you guys seen me play in a qualifier and like the hands that I was given were just literally unplayable? And then you know that's the single opportunity you get in a month. Like, it's fucked up. It's really fucked up. It's not for the faint of heart. It really isn't. It's really not for the faint of heart. That's what I find the worst part. Like, if you're a pro and you have or like trying to be a pro and you have a bunch of opportunities, like, definitely that is not something that's a big issue. But every time I played, it was like, yep, this is the one time I gotta do it, or I'm out of luck. That's terrible. And I mean, if you're playing in like an RC or like you're playing in the Pro Tour or whatever and that happens to you, yeah, that shit must also be fucking terrible for sure. That must also be really terrible. Mm-mm-mm. 11 out of 126 decks are not playing blue. Yeah. Pretty funny. I like competitive Magic though. I like everything about it. I wish I could do it more, but it's just not really possible with where I live. And also like my work schedule and all of that stuff. So I just gotta prioritize. Just make sure my priorities are in the right place, and my priority is definitely making content for you guys. Hell no. Okay, well... Less RNG? Yes. One of the 3 mono red. I cannot imagine what goes through your head at the moment registering mono red without leyline. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. What, like, why would you be in mono red specifically? When you can play blue and do whatever you're trying to do infinitely better. Like, I cannot, it does not cross my mind. I cannot understand why somebody would play mono red. Especially not with, like, Karen and stuff. Nah. I don't get it. Respectfully, I don't understand. Yeah. Maybe we'll get proven wrong and like mono red secretly cracked, but Firebending Student. Firebending Student is the biggest letdown. The biggest letdown from Avatar. I thought that card was gonna be cooking people, but not at all. Not at all. That card didn't even see play in Leyline decks. Like, they were playing fucking Frantic Scapegoat over Firebending Student. Like, Speak of a flop. Like, I really thought that card was going to do a lot more, but, you know, damn, it didn't. I was really shocked by that. Okay, Poison Dart Frog Guy's playing Firebending Student, but not Leyline. Which I guess Leyline is pretty unplayable because of the bounces and stuff, but... maybe he's playing Leylineless Leyline or something? Not enough time to cook it. I don't know, I think people have had like 3 weeks. If there was something to Firebending Student, and like especially people were experimenting with it, if there was something to it, I think we would have known. Battlefront. Yeah, playing Leyline against 8 bounces is definitely not where you want to be at. But I was thinking maybe some people would still gamble on it though. That's what I was thinking. Like, I was thinking maybe there'd still be some pros that would give it a shot and gamble on like the high roll potential of the Leyline, but I guess the super high presence of Izzet, which they like expected, basically blew that out of the water. I thought people would still do it though. I thought there were probably some people crazy enough to try it. Because the high roll potential is like always there. And if you run into non-Izzet deck list, you devour everybody, I think. But, well, with the nearly like over half of the entire world's meta being Izzet in like 3 different shapes, I guess it makes a lot of sense why people didn't do it. I was thinking somebody might though. Yeah, I'm not removing my synthesizer though. All right. Yeah, I think it's like, I think it's many things, I fear. I think it's many things, but yeah. I'm just gonna stay in my lane and get myself some blimps. Hell yeah. Blimping time. Yeah, I'm just chum blocked. This is in a pretty good spot, I'd say. Let's go, blimps! Not a single blimp registered at Worlds, right? Don't worry about it, blimp. We're gonna make you a star. We're gonna make you a star. Like, people are sleeping on you, but not for long. Not for long. Yeah, please, I'm a star. I low-key wish I bought the Pearl Tree Topper from A24. I regret it now. I was like, 50 bucks! I regret it now. Train for Rexian Tower in a standard. Yo, that is some shit I would love to see. Yes. That is some shit I would love to see. That is exactly what Black needs to compete. Absolutely. That would be sick. It was 50 bucks for a Pearl Tree Topper. That was cute. I would have liked to beat that, eh? Alright, I want to definitely get a sacrifice going here. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of this. I think I'm actually going to... make a Gamba. I'll Gamba. I'll Gamba, see what I get. Okay, that's kind of... well, you know. So hoping to find some interaction for Umbral Zealot. Not sure. I do need a land, actually. I need that. Oh, well, I guess they realized they were dead. I mean, it's fine. All right. All right. All right.